Hello everyone, how's it going? Well, first of all, I guarantee that what I'm going to speak about right now, it's an actual revolution that it's radically changing already the planet. We've already seen how humanity passed through the agricultural revolutions, through the industrial revolution, through the communications and digital revolution. But what's the next revolution that we're going to see in the world? Well, actually, it's going to be the biotech one. A revolution where we actually use nature in a symbiotic way to create a real impact that it's beyond only the economic impact, it's beyond only the sustainability impact, it's an impact about re-healing what we had before and even have an economic impact as well. So, moving on, I'm just going to tell you one thing. We spent 10 years of pure research and development to create the technologies that you're going to see right now. They are groundbreaking technologies, absolutely unique, and just so you get to know them, I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is a pretty cool one, because it's the one that has a material impact. We are speaking about biological reactors that are placed below the ground. They are actually called the biopanels, and they profit from microorganisms, natural ones, that actually break down organic matter to liberate electrons in the process. And in that process, not only they generate electrons to generate energy inside the reactor, they also generate water, because they set hydrogen ions free, they combine with the oxygen from the air, and they generate water that we actually use to irrigate the field on top, that we actually use also to compensate heat above. We actually reduce heat and actually save a lot from air conditioning expenses in buildings. And overall, we are actually even able to reduce maintenance costs. Later I will tell you how. Overall, it's the only product on the market that is actually able to reduce the expenses of any green area and give you money. They actually become assets. The other technology is a bioswitch, because it's not always about just doing a material impact. With the bioswitch, we're able to create an experiential impact where you can actually connect with nature itself. And finally, we also have biolumina, which is perhaps one of the most impressive ones because it's exactly the same thing that you saw in the movie Avatar. We are actually able to create bioluminescent plants, and later I will tell you how, and later I will show you some of the projects that we are currently doing, because even though these are some of the installations that we've already done, you will be seeing way more and more things that we've already developed. Bear in mind that for the time being, the European Parliament gave us the award of the most innovative company in Europe. Google gave us the award of the most disruptive company in the world. Currently, we are even working with NEOM as the main biotech urban supplier of NEOM itself. And right now, our goal has always been to create literally dream worlds with real technologies. Right now, we are based in Barcelona, in Spain. We also have another headquarter in Ibiza, which is 8 hectares large. We recreate different environments to test these technologies. And also we have another headquarter in Riyadh, where we do local manufacturing and local commercialization and installation. We are able to install anywhere in the GCC region, including, of course, Emirates, Qatar, Saudi, etc. Our goal has always been to create the first biotech cities in the world, and the first biotech buildings as well. We work with a lot of hotels, even with restaurant chains, etc. Every single project starts from conceptualization, even design, to the installation and later maintenance. We not only create a very cool design for the project, but one of the most important things, and one of the main obstacles that you may have in mind, is that we create a project that is actually fitted to your budget, so that the economic part is not really an issue. Because this is not just about creating a return of the investment. This is not just about creating green areas to give you money instead of expending it. It's about actually creating them with the same budget that you currently have. Starting with a panel, you've already seen a little bit of how it works. Just bear in mind that these panels can be placed below the ground, up to 1 meter deep, so you don't really need to see them. Apart from the benefits that I've mentioned of generating energy from decomposition of organic matter with microorganisms, apart from generating water from the hydrogen that is liberated combined with the oxygen from the outside, also this system absorbs CO2 and it's fully sensorized and automated, not only to provide water and fertilizers, but even to actually cool down the roots when needed, which actually reduces a lot, up to 200% in some cases, the need of replacements of plants. You know that in the Emirates and Saudi, it's actually crucial to avoid replacing plants, and it's actually one of the reasons of why we save more than 60% in maintenance costs. These are some examples of installations that we've currently done. As you may suppose, everything we do is walkable. Everything we do is fully monitored so that you can know every single parameter of impact in real time in our platform, and you can actually read them on screens in the field. We can even place them in ceilings. These are canopies with the panels on top that, of course, illuminate during nighttime with the energy generated with the panels. They can be placed even indoors, purifying the air. When you go inside a hotel with these panels on top of the ceilings, it literally smells like if you were in a forest. We also do even urban furniture. These are benches where you could lay down and plug your phone to nature and charge it. And this is actually a project that we're currently doing in Taiwan. And it's a pretty cool project because here we are placing the panels in every single balcony of the building. And this is the impact that we generate. Enough energy to power more than 400 light points. We're actually absorbing 30 tons of CO2 per year. We also reduce gardening maintenance, as I've mentioned. We are generating and thus saving 3 million liters of water per year, which is huge, as you may know. And finally, we also compensate almost 4 degrees of heat. This is actually equivalent to 20% of the air conditioning expenses of the building. We save more energy than what we generate. Because in the end, every time we place these systems is to make green areas efficient. It's a very easy and modular system. You just have to place the boxes, and we do it for you, as you may suppose. We place the irrigation tubes, the wiring, and of course, in this case, the panels had this outlook that you see here, but it could just be a flat terrain, like a park. In fact, you're going to see a park in the background of this green roof, and it was also fully installed of the panels, so that that park over there. It's just that you don't see them because they are below the ground. But overall, we've actually done already a lot of installations around the world, even in Saudi, in Taiwan, in Europe, in the UK, in Serbia, in Spain. This is an example of how many light points you can actually power with these panels. And this is actually a very cool example of how these panels can actually be symbiotic or compatible with solar panels on top. Because we don't compete in energy. Solar panels actually generate more energy than what we do. What we specialize is not in providing an energy solution. We specialize in creating a green area that is economically efficient and that actually has a lot of other impacts. We are modernizing that industry in many different levels, and of course the panel is just one of them. But if you want to have more impacts apart from the material one, if you also want to have an aesthetic impact or an experiential impact, we have bioluminescence, for example. Bioluminescence not only has that aesthetic impact, it actually provides a solution that avoids the placement of light points, avoids the energy that they consume, and also reduces light pollution. That's why we say that we are transforming Earth to see the stars. We have different ways of achieving this bioluminescence. We work with natural fungi and algae that are already bioluminescent in nature. The main solution that we apply is the second one, is a compound. It's a compound that is biocompatible. It can be applied to almost any local species, even trees, bushes, or any other kind of plant. And the cool thing about this compound is that it's not only biocompatible, it grows with the plant, and the plant becomes luminescent for life without genetically modifying it, without affecting its offspring either. So it's a fully compatible, organic, and natural solution in that sense. And finally, we also work with genetically modified plants. It's just that we haven't launched them yet. So for now, we will be focusing on the compound. And just so you know how they look like, this is an example of these plants. This is how they look during daytime, but it's which are pretty normal, but the moment you turn off the lights, they look super cool. I mean, it's literally like in the movie Avatar, actually. And moving on, actually, we have a lot of examples. This is like another composition of how they could be arranged. This light, it looks like a light point, but it's actually shut off. So that was actually the plant brighting. And actually, we've done a lot of installations. This one is pretty cool. This one is in Riyadh, where the panels below, this one is in Thumama Road, close to the airport. So these are the panels, and on top of them, we have the luminescent plants. Normally, what we do is to place the panels way below so that you don't actually see them. And on top of it, we create a literal paradise of these plants, which of course are natural plants in the end. We, after all, are focusing on actually creating a revolution in many different levels. And that's why we also have the other technology, which is the biological switch. This one actually works in a very cool way. I mean, plants actually have the ability to perceive changes in frequencies. What we do here is to perceive specifically the human frequency when you touch a plant, which means that it only works with the touch of a human being. If a bird touches it, or anything that is not human touches it, it's not going to be activated. It's only activated when you touch a plant. And what are we able to activate? Well, almost anything. We can activate lights, we can activate fountains, we can activate music. In fact, it's pretty cool because with these systems, we were even able to create like a mixing board made of plants. These are like some pillars with plants on top, and every time we touch them, not only we were generating light, we were also generating music. I don't know if it's heard. Yeah, it's like a DJ board, literally. So imagine that the applications that we're able to do with something like this, we have many different designs. This is just another example. And the kinds of experiences, also even adding animations, like in water fountains with projections on them, with the touch of plants. Imagine combining all of these technologies and being able not just to create a huge impact economically, not just a huge impact experientially or statically, but even able to transcend that concept and even store the memory of humanity within nature. One of the projects that we did was actually a living library where you were able to touch plants in the middle of a forest and hear voice messages of people that wanted to leave a footprint. In resorts, for example, in the different resorts where we work, we use it as a gincana to guide people to go to different places and later to show them all of these outstanding natural spectacles that they see. Finally, I'm just going to show you a set of different buildings that we've done, very different ones from each other. We've also done resorts again, and we'll be super happy to show you some more examples if you speak with us. We are in table 35, by the way. This is an office building where we place green roofs, green walls as well. We also installed them in the Eden project in Cornwall. So below these domes, we place the panels to power the light points on top during nighttime. We also installed them in parks, more parks, even in ports. Right now, we're working with 4 different ports to transform all of the landscaping. Because in the end, we sell ourselves as a biotech landscaper. But we're actually even involved in a lot of other projects, which also include design. This is one of the designs that we did with different biotech cores inside this building in Al Khobar in Saudi. And also we are involved in other very crazy projects like this one, which is a resting area for highways to heal, heal not just the forest inside and maintain it, but actually to spread it throughout the desert. Because this system actually, with the biotechnologies that we incorporate, generates not only energy, but also water and even fertilizers, because we use even other technologies that we work with. Well, as I've mentioned, we're involved in a lot of ports, in parks, more parks, even in compounds, etc. So the last message I just want to throw you, this is not just about creating something that has a new technology. This is not even just about fitting your budget to create a project with a way bigger added value. This has the ability to transform any project into a monument that is going to be a reference in the world. And that's why we call it the biotech revolution, because it's actually able not just to revolutionize our worlds, but our minds. So thank you very much.